So now we will understand why we have to take care of the earth. What is wrong with her? I don't see anything wrong, right? Is anybody pointing a gun at Mother Earth, at the environment? Why do we have to talk about this? Of course, everybody is taking care of the earth very nicely. Let's see. But then let me show you some examples of what is the kind of all of these things that are existing in different parts of the world. This is Lake Guangqiao in Wuhan. Rings a bell? Wuhan in central China. Wuhan is the place from where the corona pandemic spread all over the world. Okay, this is a man collecting dead fish in the Guangqiao Lake in Wuhan in central China's Hubei province, which died due to the polluted lake water and the sizzling weather in the city. Right. This is, you see, this is a small stream in Manila. Can you see the stream? You can't see a stream. You can see a river of dirt, rubbish, garbage, but actually it's floating on the stream. A polluted creek covered with trash in Manila, Philippines, one of the developed countries. And you see there, these are a group of volunteers who are trying to clear a dam which is filled with discarded plastic bottles and other garbage. A cow is standing on all of these, you see. This is all piles and piles and piles of garbage. The most evolved, so-called, the most intelligent being on the planet, the species on the planet. We are the biggest contributors to the destruction of this planet. How ironical. Our actions disrupt all natural environmental functions. There are so many things, like I was explaining to you earlier, everything functions in cycles. In our body, in nature, everything functions in cycles. And there are so many natural cycles in the world, in the environment, like the water cycle or the food cycle, the carbon cycle, right? There are different cycles. But human beings, wherever they intervene, in whichever cycle, when they come into the cycle, they break that cycle, they disrupt the cycle. And therefore, nature is not able to function in its usual cyclic manner. All right? So this is just an example of how much waste we produce. You see, this was a very famous thing at that time. There was a cargo ship called Qianxi. Qianxi was a cargo ship. In the Western countries, sometimes companies, factories, they cannot just dump, unlike in India, they can't dump their waste just somewhere. You know, many of the companies in certain countries, they don't follow environmental protection protocols. They put their pollutants into the water, they throw garbage into the rivers, so many things they do, right? That's how the Alsur Lake got polluted. You know, lakes in different parts of the city, here they got polluted. But in certain countries, they don't allow companies to do this. There are very strict protocols. So this particular company, one particular company, I don't want to name the company, they owned a ship called the Qianxi. And in 1986 sometime, they loaded incinerated ash of waste material. Incinerated means burned. So they burned all the garbage that the company had produced. And you know how much is that? What was the weight? 15,000 tons of waste. Ash. Ash is very light. 15,000 tons of ash was loaded onto this cargo ship. You know how much is 1 ton? It's almost 1,000 kgs. It's little less than 1,000 kgs. So we are talking about 1.5 crore kilograms of ash loaded onto this ship. And some of the poor countries, they allow these companies, they buy this ash, they allow the companies, they pay the company pays these countries to dump this ash or garbage in their places. So they went to different countries. They went to Bermuda, they went to some other places, and in all these places, somehow they got information that this burnt ash is a very dangerous, toxic, poisonous garbage. So the country said no, 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 like that. So from the east coast of America, they were traveling almost for 1 year till 1987. They were going all over, and then they went to, nobody was taking, so they went to Africa. They crossed the Atlantic Ocean and they went to Africa, and there also they went to different countries. They went to Ivory Coast, they went to Senegal, all the countries. Somehow they got wind of it and they said, no, we don't want. I think one country maybe they purchased. I don't know if it was in Africa or the Caribbean. They said, okay, these people went and told that this is actually fertilizer. No, this is not incinerated ash of garbage. It is fertilizer. So like that, out of the 15,000 tons, some 5,000 tons they, kind of gave to that country. And then after that, they kind of figured out that, oh, this is not fertilizer, this is actually burnt ash. So they were very upset and they said, okay, no, now you cannot download anything to us here. So then from Africa, they went all the way to South Africa, Sri Lanka, and even to Malaysia and the Southeast Asian nations. They went to all these places. None of the countries agreed. Then suddenly, they even tried to sneak through into some ports, somehow enter into some countries. Then sometimes the port master had to show a gun at the captain of the ship saying, please turn back, go away, don't come here. Like that. Then they even try to paint the ship completely, newly, and they even changed the name from Kian Sea to something else. Still, somehow people got to know and countries didn't allow. And in 1988, after 2 years of running around, suddenly this new ship with a new name, it entered into a dockyard somewhere in Southeast Asia, completely empty. So what did these people do? When nobody was looking, they've dumped the entire garbage into the ocean. Can you imagine the number of living entities that would have died? The fishes, the dolphins, how many creatures would have died? So you can see the impact of abusing the environment. I'm showing you a lot of statistics because I want to emphasize this fact that how much we are abusing the environment. So you see North America, reduced snowpack, greater fire risk, greater growing risk of deaths from heat waves, Latin America, glacier melt decline, replacement of tropical forests. You see all over the world, Europe, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, everywhere. You see in Asia, 1 billion people at risk from decreasing freshwater supplies. This is what human beings, we have done to our mother. Is this taking care? Is this loving her? Is this respecting her? This is for you to think about. You are leaders of the world in a few years' time. You are going to be. It's a request from my side unto all of you. Please care for the environment. We cannot continue this kind of damaging lifestyle that we have led all this while. This is how on the left is what you see. That's how the world is, at least. But then this is what it'll come to eventually.